All right. Thanks everybody for joining us for the AEC podcast, the After Hours podcast. Today we have a special guest. It's Stephanie Robertson. She cleans commercial buildings, things like that. And we'll just kind of let her kind of get into that a little bit. You want to tell us a little bit about Lux Cleaning?
Yes. So it started off with the name Lux Property Solutions. We started it in 2021. We were living in Dalhart, which is so funny that I'm here with you today, that you're the host, and we can totally chit-chat about small town life.
Dalhart life,
And so we started that in Dalhart, Lux Property Solutions, and we kind of had this vision of, we didn't want to name it anything like with cleaning, super like specific, because we eventually want to have like an umbrella of just, with properties, like maintaining properties. So that's why we named it that. And then once we moved here to Amarillo and we started marketing, we kind of rebranded, and like with the legal stuff, it's still Lux Property Solutions, but we're able to call it Lux Janitorial. So that's what we market as, and it is just basically janitorial cleaning. We started just commercial, and now we do residential. So yeah.
So you said you're from Dalhart, and so
I'm not from Dalhart.
Well, yes, okay. So you moved here from Dalhart, yes.
So
you had to move your family here, right?
Yeah.
So you want to tell us a little bit about the process of being there and coming here, and a little bit about your family?
Yeah. So I'm from Phoenix. Well, I was born in Mexico, so I'm an immigrant from Mexico. I was born there. Came to the United States when I was 1 year old. Grew up in Phoenix, Arizona, and my mom and my dad. My mom was a house cleaner in Phoenix, and my dad is a tile layer. I think that's the proper term. I don't know. My dad lays tile in Arizona. He did that for many, many years. He had a super successful business. He did houses in Scottsdale, which is like a really high-end area of Arizona.
Okay.
And so then when the economy broke down, my dad had a really bad car accident. So we moved out of Phoenix, and that was in 2008. Okay. So then we moved to Clayton, New Mexico, and that's where I started high school. What a
place.
Yeah, and so I spent high school in Clayton, New Mexico, which was, I won't say more than that, but anyways, that was a super crazy transition.
I'm sure.
And so from there, then I met my husband, Thomas, when I was 18. And we ran away to Vegas and got married, and then moved to Dalhart. He's from Dalhart. So we were in Dalhart since we were 18 till we were 27.
Okay.
Then from Dalhart, Amarillo.
To Amarillo.
Yeah.
How hard was it to leave Dalhart and come to Amarillo?
It was impossible in our minds. That was like, I remember journaling and like setting goals since we arrived in Dalhart. Well, maybe like a couple years into it. It was just like, I just want to move to Amarillo. Like that was our huge goal, and it seemed impossible. And then we went through some changes with like the family business, which was in cleaning. It was called Panhandle Shine, and they kind of like had all the businesses in Dalhart that they were cleaning. Yeah. And we owned part of that company with his family, but we were basically laborers the whole time. And so whenever we sold off that business, then we were like, let's just go. And so then getting here, it's like, wow, we could have done that 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But in our mind, that was such a limited belief that we could not leave.
So what has that done for your husband, for your kids? Like what changes, good and bad, has that brought for you to that kind of transition from there to here?
So not that Dalhart is bad by any means. No, it's just not for everyone. it's like I said, it's just a small
When you're
town.
young, you hate it. Being from there, yeah.
Yeah. So there's nothing wrong with Dalhart.
No.
It was just I wanted just something different. I'm from a really big city, and I think that Amarillo is just the perfect size, truly. It's a big, small town. I think it has small town values, but with more opportunity. So it really has just changed the mindset of, I think we have a fear of being comfortable, which like we kind of like overcorrected. Because we were so comfortable in Dalhart, and like money wise and like job wise, we were comfortable. Mentally,
it's
we were
easy
not.
to do there.
Yeah, you can just go with the flow. So now we just have a fear of being comfortable, and I'm constantly being like, okay, what can we like change? Like, there has to be something wrong if I'm comfortable. But, maybe we have to correct that again. But yeah, it's just, we love Amarillo. Like, I feel like I have no complaints about it here.
Yeah. Did y'all do a big celebration when you came here?
No.
No,
we're not good at celebrating our wins. Yeah, that's something that we're working on, because it just feels like if you just keep going. Once you start on like a journey, like starting a small business, it's like there's no stopping. There's no breaks. You're constantly working, and you're constantly getting big wins, small wins, and fails, and but we just kind of have put our head down and just went. Yeah.
I think that kind of reminds me of like an Andy Frisella quote. I'm trying to remember exactly. It's maybe not necessarily a quote, but a thing that he said, which was like, if you have like this 100% business that you're going 100% in, I think it's like 90% of the time you will be failing and thinking that you're so far behind and not catching up with anybody. 8% of the time you will feel like you're kind of getting over like that hill, but you're just still not quite there. And then 2% of the time you get to win, and then it's back to the 90. Immediately.
That's constantly something that I'm personally working on, like is getting out of that flight or fight mode, which is, I feel like a lot of small business owners can totally relate to that. It really feels like that. You're constantly learning and constantly dealing with changes and problems, and
trying to keep up with the changes.
So we need to get out of that, and we have to retrain our brain to like relax and enjoy the wins. And because I don't want to wake up 20 years from now and be like, oh, we got here, but we are tired and we're exhausted.
Yeah. You don't want to be worn out trying to do the thing that you're trying to do. I agree. So I guess that is kind of like a lesson that you've learned. Like, what are some of like, I guess, like some challenges that you have faced that have kind of helped you overcome certain things that you thought weren't possible as far as like a cleaning janitorial business?
Man, there's so many.
I know the Sod Poodles is absolutely one of them.
We never even celebrated that. It started off when we got here to Amarillo. It was a huge win because we got one of the biggest contracts that you could probably get in all of Amarillo, and that's how we moved here.
But it wasn't easy.
It was easy. So
okay, let me hear it. Let me hear it. All right.
It's a lot of details, but basically, it was too good to be true. Like the job that we got, and so once we got here pretty quickly after we received the news that we got that contract, and we moved here, and there started to be problems arising because it was too good to be true. Yeah. And so it was working with a really big corporation, and I promised myself I will never work with that big of a corporation ever again. Yeah. And so big problems started arising. Basically, long story short, we lost that contract. But while we had that really big contract, in my mind, anyone could have been like, oh, we got it, that's all we have to focus on, just focus on that. And my husband did. That was where he was at most of the day. And we had like 14 people that we were managing at that time.
So were y'all both still cleaning like with everybody at that time, or trying to just
Yeah, I wasn't. He was there managing and training. We went from 0 employees to 14. So that's a massive jump.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it was that. So I remember just something was telling me like, this is too good to be true. We can't, like, this just doesn't seem right. So while he was doing that, I was networking, I was meeting people, I was just really trying to get the Amarillo vibe, like, you know, like the Dalhart vibe. You kind of are like, oh, this is where these people are meeting at. And so I was trying to get that. And in that process, throughout a year, I got to where I had enough contracts with other cleaning companies to where if we lost this really big one, it would equal out the same. And so that's
it wouldn't be as hard of a hit.
It wouldn't be as hard of a hit because if I wouldn't have done that, it would have been detrimental.
If you kind of put all your eggs in that basket.
So then whenever that happened, we lost it. And it was through budget cuts. And that's where it was too good to be true. So it was a massive budget cut. And we were just like, we can't do that. And so then I was...
It's like a one-time cleaning. Like they're talking about. Yeah, it's like, hey, let's get them here so that we can get them to clean this thing and then get rid of...
Yeah. And so it was truly devastating. I was so devastated. And so then we had those other contracts, and those kind of fell through too. Like they weren't great because I was getting the contracts and we were cleaning and we were working super hard, but I wasn't truly developing relationships with my contacts at these contracts. And because that was something that we were never taught. Whenever we were in the family business, we were never in the admin. We were never talking to the managers. I didn't know what that was. You know, we just knew the cleaning. Like we're good at cleaning. We're good at seeing a dirty building and getting it clean. And so, but we didn't know all the other stuff.
Like
and
developing the relationship aspect.
And so then we started losing those contracts, and because we were just another name, you know. And so that was devastating. So then we got to the point at the end of that year where my husband was like, what are we going to do? And I just was like, we just have to keep going. And I remember I was driving somewhere and I saw a building, and it was like an industry type building. Like it reminded me of a Dalhart building. Like in the cattle industry. And I was like, I know what you're talking about. And so I was like, I wonder who cleans that building. That would be really cool to clean that building, because it was like halfway through Amarillo and Canyon where we were living. And we got a website hit to go and bid them that building that I had just said. Like an hour later, they went to our website.
Something you got thing?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it was, but I was like, that was a sign to me. I take anything as a sign. Like I'll see an owl outside of my house and I'm like, what does that mean? And so that happened, and that building itself was enough to get us through our bills, and that was my husband cleaning it. And so then we got another
by himself.
And so whenever we thought we were, you know, failed, then we got that contract, then we got the biggest contract from there. Like we got so many contracts after that one. And I just, like, to me, that was the lesson, was the bigger the failure, the bigger something bigger is coming your way. And so anytime that there's something like a failure that we have, I'm like, okay, then that means that something good is coming, because I'm not giving up. So
I've heard your story a couple of times, and it's I mean, truly it's pretty incredible. Like coming here, just making your way here. Dalhart's it's a not, like you said, it's not a bad town. It's not a bad town by any means, but it is a town that can definitely suck you in and make you comfortable with like decent money and a nice house, but not necessarily like getting ahead, I guess.
Yeah.
Like it can just keep you comfortable, just kind of doing the same thing that so-and-so's doing, and so-and-so before his grandpappy or whatever did it. And it's very rooted. It's hard to, which is to each their own. I mean, like, I'm not saying anybody can't just like continue farming or continue like car shops or whatever that their parents had before them or anything like that, but it definitely makes it hard to kind of branch out and do your own thing there. Amarillo is definitely a place where you have, I think, definitely more opportunities to do what you want to do with your business.
Yeah.
Yep. So when you got here, you said that you had that contract that fell through. You had some good contracts, but the Sod Poodles, we have to bring that up. Like, y'all take care of probably one of the grossest places by the time everybody leaves, and it looks brand new almost every time I go back to every ball game. Yeah.
So that was whenever we were at that really low point. That was, I think, like September. That was September, I remember, and I had messaged the Sod Poodles. I had like a contact, and that was like the previous year. And I remember my husband being like, how would that even work? Like, do they even hire out the cleaning? And I'm like, I don't know. Just try.
I gotta figure it out, though.
Yeah, we can figure it out. And so a year later, that December, when we were finally getting like on our feet, they called us. We went, I met with them, and it was such a good meeting because I was learning it's about developing relationships, because I need to tell them about us. Mm-hmm. I need to tell them who we are, why they need to choose us, not just because we know how to clean, but us as a service. Yep. You know, we are here to serve you and to do the best job that we can, not only in like the labor, but like the service part. Mm-hmm. And so I went and I met with him, told him what I was thinking, and I remember him being like, I want to use you guys. I want to use Lux. And I was like, okay, like I didn't even have a price in mind. I didn't have anything in mind. And I was like, I had to really like, when I went back home and told my husband, he was just like, no, there's just no way. And so we bought a massive whiteboard, like a massive rolling whiteboard on Amazon. It came in, we like drew out the stadium. like a school board sort of like deal? Yeah. Okay, all right. And so we wrote out, like we drew out the stadium. We're like, okay, how many people is it going to take here? How many people is it going to take there? Like, drew it out so we can visually see it, and we like had to get it done in 4 hours. So we have to go in the morning and get it done in 4 hours. And so then we have to figure out how many people that's going to take, and how are we going to get these employees? You know, I don't know anyone like that. It's only been a year since we've moved here, and we got a price, we got approved. I was like, okay, how are we going to get, I think it was 12 people. How are we going to get 12 employees? And like immediately, pretty much. And I can't, and how am I going to tell them it's January, I'll have a job for you in April? Yeah. How am I going to tell them that? If you can hold out. Yeah. Yep. And so I was like, okay, then we're going to have to hire people in March. And how are we going to know that they're good? Oh, sorry. How are we going to know that these people are good? And so what I did was, I have a really good friend who has a house cleaning business, and she was like, do an in-person interview. Like, just tell people, hey, show up at Roasters on this day. And I was like, okay. So I hit up Facebook. I went to all the Spanish like Facebook groups. I went to all the other Facebook groups, and I said this time for job interviews. And we were at Roasters, and just a flood of people just started walking in. Where you're like, whoa, like, now we have to actually organize what I decided to do. Yeah, like I'm looking at the Roasters employees, and they're looking at me like, who are you? What did you just do to us? Like, yeah, like, is this like some religious cult? Like, what is she doing? Because I'm just handing out applications. And so, yeah, basically we had enough people. We just show up to the Sod Poodles the first day to clean it. I walked 20,000 steps in 4 hours, because at the same time when we got the Sod Poodles, we got another really huge contract just as big as the Sod Poodles. And who we had hired there didn't show up the first day. And it was the exact same day as the Sod Poodles. And so my husband had to go.
I'm trying to do double time.
My husband had to go to that job.
So did the amount of people that you had, or that you thought you needed for the Sod Poodles, was it enough the first time you went? Or did you have to say, we have to add more people?
No, it was enough. Yeah.
Or did you take away people?
We took away some people. I mean, we've done a lot of revising.
I would imagine streamlined, figured it out. This person can do 2 of these sections within this amount of time.
And we have now people that have repeated the season. So it's easier.
Experienced.
And they know.
Okay.
So then that day when we first started the Sod Poodles, my husband had to leave me. And I had to be there by myself managing 12 people. And most of them, they mostly speak Spanish, so I have to be everywhere at once, translating.
And people that you probably only met once or twice, maybe, at that point. Yeah.
Well, we ran their backgrounds and everything, because that's super important to us, because people are trusting us in their building. So things like that, we took precaution. But yeah, like, how are you going to train? How are you going to see if someone can clean the Sod Poodles without cleaning the Sod Poodles? And that first time was a dress rehearsal, we called it.
Yeah.
So there wasn't a game that was expected the next day.
Okay.
And so we went overtime an hour and a half. So the budget that we have, we went over an hour and a half for every single person, which is 12 people.
That's a lot of money at the end of the day.
And so that was expected.
It's an extra person's worth of work.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. And so we're like, okay, that can't happen every game. So we just had to adjust, and that was the first. Yeah, I was.
Well, y'all have figured it out.
Yeah. By the end of that day, I was exhausted. Tears were coming out of my eyes because I was so just like overwhelmed and like, okay, relieved that it's over.
Were you like, did we do enough? Like, or did you kind of know, you're like, man, this was a lot, but I know that we did exactly what we told them we would do?
Yeah, no, they were super happy.
Yeah.
Like, they were super, super happy with us. I mean, obviously they had like, okay, this needs to be done better. Okay. Like, there's always things that
will y'all pay more attention to this as opposed to this? Like, no, I can see that.
But everything went good.
Well, I think so, because every time I go, it's always clean. It always looks great. Yeah, no, and we love going to the ball games. Like, we really do.
Amarillo.
Yeah. And so, speaking of fun things to do, like, I love going to the ball games. Do y'all enjoy going to the ball games, or are there other things that you enjoy more? I know you go out of town occasionally.
I don't know about that.
Not all the time. No, I'm not gonna say that you're always out of town or anything, but I know you've gone on a couple of little trips.
Yeah. So
you went to see Yonsei, right?
I do.
That's right. There you go.
Yeah. So we haven't gone to a ball game this year, which is kind of sad because it's the first time we have like a whole jumbotron banner thing, and they have a thing saying thank you Lux Janitorial for keeping the stadium clean. We haven't even seen that.
You said y'all, that whole banner is keeping us so busy we can't even make it to your games.
I really want to, but we just don't have the time right now, and we haven't taken a family vacation since we started the business. Like, where you see me doing trips, like, I do my little trips, my husband does his little trips. Like, we truly haven't went like a whole thing because we're like, we can't leave.
Do y'all try to make business trips out of those little trips?
No,
or do y'all try to like,
learning now.
Learning to kind of like at least separate it to enjoy it?
Yeah. But we're taking our first vacation next month.
Next month? Where are you gonna go?
Hawaii.
Dang. All right.
Yeah.
What is it? Take the rocks, touch the rocks. What is it? I think there's like a thing, and don't
I'll
mess,
touch rocks.
don't mess with the rocks there. I know there's like a big deal about like like moving the rocks and touching the rocks. I think it's like a island code or something like that.
Yeah, they're very the research I've done, they don't love tourists in Hawaii.
I don't think so.
Yeah, but they just don't want us to disturb their things.
Yeah, I think if you're respectful and you like enjoy what's to be enjoyed, like in a respectful way, I think they're pretty cool.
I will do that.
But I'm no one to speak on it. I've never been there. This is all just through word of mouth. Yep.
So we do little things like that. But yeah, we haven't taken like a true family vacation. We've taken my son places and stuff, but yeah, this will be our first one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Are you excited? Yeah.
I'm excited, nervous, preparing. We've had such a huge influx this past year. Like, so blessed, never complaining. But we're up to 27 employees right now.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And so we have to get more.
You said you had to figure out how to get 14 employees, and now you're at 27.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And so at first, those 14 employees, when we finished the Sod Poodles, I was like, what am I going to do? Like, I have to keep them employed, and all of them got employed. And then to where the point we had to get more and more, and then Sod Poodles came around and we could plug them in places, but then we had to get more again this year
to cover others.
Yeah. And now we are constantly hiring. So on our website, there's an application there to people.
You sound like John.
John
He's always hiring.
Yeah, I am always hiring. So we just have to, because once we get a new building and
And so for those who don't know, John Gillum is what is the name of it?
It's off the court properties.
Off the court property. Yeah. And so he helps out, but this man is always needing somebody to work for him constantly. It's a lot of outside work, a lot of labor work, and so a lot of people think that they can do it until they realize they can't.
And us too.
Yeah.
We had someone that we hired recently, and it was for a medical building, so that's what we're gearing towards.
Okay.
And they messaged me, and they came, we keep finding our employees through our employees, and so which I think is a good thing, because
I think that's the best way to do it.
They're obviously telling them like, hey, we love our job, you should come work for them too. Like,
also, I'm your friend, don't make me look bad.
Don't make me look bad.
Absolutely.
And so this girl came highly recommended. I think she would have been great, but we showed her the job, and she said, wow, like, you guys actually work for those 4 hours or whatever it was. And it's like, it's not, I think people imagine, oh, it's an easy job, like we'll just go in, dump trash. No, we're actually cleaning facilities. And so they kind of get shocked by that. And so then they think it's too much. I mean, it's laborious work. It's not
I believe
easy.
it. Yeah.
But at least we're in air conditioning.
Yeah.
Unlike John's people.
Right.
They're outside.
So do y'all clean, so y'all do seating and everything at Sod Poodles? So I would imagine that's also pretty hot.
So
because if you have 4 hours and it's like in any time before, when does the sun actually set on there? It's like 8:30 at night is whenever you actually get out of the sun.
So because we go in the morning. We clean in the morning, and so they start at 7 a.m. So the blowers immediately start.
So trying to get that, and then they
try to get the trash out from the bowl too first. So they maneuver. I mean, we have the girls that we have there that manage, they're so good. Like, they know exactly, like, once it gets hot, they're like, okay, everyone, like, now we got to start throwing the trash first, and then we'll get to the bathrooms. And I mean, they all work together, and we've figured it out now.
It's kind of like everybody helps everybody kind of thing.
And if you don't, you get like a rude awakening. Because you're not just here to do your job. We're all here.
We're all in it for the bigger picture. No, that's really one of the best ways to put it. So let's see. So fun things that y'all like to do. You said you went to concert. What else? Like, what if you were to be able to take like a vacation, no worries, like what would you want to go do?
We love, before we had this small business, what did we love to do? My husband is really into CrossFit currently.
Yes, he is.
So he's really into CrossFit. We go to like his competitions.
I was going to say he's pretty decent at it, right?
Yeah,
he does competitions.
Yeah, he's really good. We grew up not being in sports, whole different story, but that's like his competition way to get out his like competitive side. Yeah. So we're into CrossFit. We love to go snowboarding. We haven't gone.
You, me, Dylan.
Yeah.
We all need to go on a trip.
Yeah, we love snowboarding. Yes, yeah. I love to read. Like, if I could do something for myself, it's literally just being cozy and reading a book.
Yeah.
Like, I don't ask for much. I really don't.
So do you enjoy the lodge aspect of the mountain? And
I go out and snowboard.
You're like, I'm getting out here. Yeah. Okay.
Then I love, like, the coming back from snowboarding and, like, taking all of your like socks and your gloves, like, you know, that feeling where you're shedding,
where everything's like free, kind of. Like you can like move the hair on your arms back and forth, and it gives you a wild feeling.
We love to like swim. That's why we're going to Hawaii. My son loves to swim. We love movies. Like, we love movies. That was like in Dalhart, where we just worked and we didn't run a business. I don't want to say wasted, because it was like how we coped with living in a small town. We loved to watch shows, movies. Like, we love a movie night, and so we did that a lot. We try to do that often, but it's not happening right now.
It's harder than it seems sometimes.
Yeah, but we're huge movie buffs and show people. So
I've been trying to get more back into movies. My boys and I, every Friday that they like come over, it's new movie night. Like, because I cannot watch the same movie repeatedly. So every Friday is like we all have to agree on the movie. I just agree with them. As long as they agree with each other, I'm fine with it. But
so we do love to do that, and we love running our business. Like, it does sound like we're so busy and it's a lot, but I mean, it's what we chose to do. So we do talk about it a lot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, so if you were to walk in somewhere into a business, like, what would be the perfect kind of like business for you to walk into and say, I can make this place look better than it looks right now?
I would, what I go in telling them is, we have our employees. You're probably going to see the same one, because I like to keep like our employees in the same building so that they get comfortable with the people there, and they're comfortable with like the building, and they get familiarized and everything.
Like,
and
changes.
We try to do that, but with so many changes that we have, like, we have to like change people around. So that's something that we're like maneuvering. But I like to tell them more about like our service, and about how clean like our equipment is, and that we care about your building. They get the message pretty quickly that like, this isn't just a side hustle that we have. Like, this is our business and this is our passion. And our work, like our employees, they'll love our employees. Like, so then when it comes to cleaning, we just have systems and processes. Like, that's something that we really work on really hard. And my husband is the operations manager. He has systems and processes down. He's been cleaning since he was 12 years old. He's got it down.
Dialed in schedule, pretty much, or agenda, I guess.
When it comes to the equipment, all the little details, the type of rags that we use, the laundry service that we have, that probably a building that you work in does not have that. They have the same mop head there for
a long time,
weeks and months. And so we have all those systems down. So I just tell them what it is, and also that they're dealing with me. Like, you're dealing with the owner. If you have a complaint, if we're not a perfect company, it's not going to be perfect every time.
Who is?
But if you tell me what's going on, like you'll get me and it'll get fixed, and you know, it's the service part of it too, which I think people in this type of business, they kind of lack. That is the service part, and so that's where my customer service comes in.
Yeah, I think honestly, I think that's where y'all have gotten ahead of everybody, is customer service. Just making sure, checking in, taking care of people, making sure that the cleaning isn't just done right, but it's like what they need out of the cleaning. Because everybody can pick up a vacuum and plug it in and vacuum a room.
You would think so.
but not everybody cares to like actually hit every spot of the room. There's people that are like, this part of the room is the dirty part, I'll just vacuum over here, as opposed to being like, I need to make sure the entire room is clean, and like I want lines in it. I want it to look, I want the cool little sharp, and some businesses don't. Exactly. And that's like the knowing that aspect of that, and that's the experience with like not changing people out.
And so right now too, like with where we are with our businesses, we can say no to things. And that's a massive step when it comes to a small business. And so right now, like all of our customers and all of our businesses that we clean, like I'm really proud of them. I love the people that we clean for. Like we have the privilege now to clean the Turn Center, which is like a huge accomplishment to us, not because of the size of the paycheck, whatever, but because we love that place. And like
that place holds a big place for your family. Right?
And so now we get to, and we express that to our employees. Like they show up and they're like, okay, we're gonna clean here, and we tell them like, this is the Turn Center, this is what they do, and then they are like, oh wow, I love this place. Like the people that clean the Sod Poodles for us, they love it. They love cleaning the Sod Poodles. Like they think it's a huge privilege. Like how cool is that? And so cool. We try to express that too, like with like our car dealerships, like then they go and shop in that car dealership because they're proud of that place. So I love the people who we work for. Yeah.
No, that's awesome. You should love the people that you work for. And it's awesome that you've been able to, you're at a point where it's probably not that you can say no, but there's like probably things that you have to say no to, just to make sure that you can still take care of things. I think that's awesome. But no, and I think I'm glad you came. I honestly think I learned a little bit more about your business, like throughout this whole thing than even our presentations and things like that.
Our 15-minute presentation that we try to get through.
And it's a lot to cram in there. You don't want to like overwhelm people, but you also don't want to not put like information that you think's important. And I love learning about other businesses too. Like I could talk about this all day, and I love to listen to other people's experiences to learn from. That's the whole reason for the podcast. And so we appreciate everybody for listening in. This has been Stephanie. I'm Matt. If you ever need any type of cleaning, janitorial services for any of your commercial buildings or businesses or anything like that, Stephanie is definitely the one to get a hold of, and she can probably say that a little bit more eloquently than I did.
So we do commercial and residential cleaning, and if you go to luxjanitorial.com, there's a place to request a free quote. And we'd love to help anyone out.
So go on there and check it out. And thanks for checking out the podcast. We'll see y'all next time.